we are going to play a game. These are real eggs. It's called the egg pass or toss. So, what you'll do is you'll say your name. Hi, my name is Jackie. I'm from Los Angeles, the United States. And I'll ask someone to go. And Danny, will you be my example?
Sure,
with
I'd be
you?
good.
So I'll say, Danny, would you like a pass or a toss? And we'll
toss,
do both.
please.
You'd like a toss. So I'm going to do an underhand toss. And you're getting that too.
Like a pass or a toss.
I'll take a pass. Do you see pass? Yeah. The food here for them. So the first thing that you want to do when your group comes to the chickens, the first thing is feeding them from the outside, right? We don't go in until they get to know us because it will make them worried, right? People just walking in their home, that would make them worried. So I'll keep the food here. See the bucket of food? It'll be in the shade here. And you can take just one piece, and I'll start over here. You can hold it up, and they just eat it right through the fence. They're very precise, and what that shows the students is the chicken knows just where it's going with its beak. So if you don't want to be pecked, you don't hold your hand down to them, right? They're not going to peck you. They're really just getting that little piece of food. Does that make sense? So they don't just come out and peck you. So if you have a student who's very worried, very scared, you don't give them food in their hand, or you give them food, but just from the outside, so they can control it. Same with the smaller hens. The smaller hens are from Malaysia, and they're called siramas. And they are very cuddly. So I don't want to feed them all because I want you to feed them. But they also eat the carrots. Sometimes you have to just use your finger and scratch it a little so they can smell it. And the same thing, here I'll feed this one because she's up. You just put it through the fence and she'll use her beak so carefully. You notice she never hits the metal. They are precise with their beaks. And feeling that and seeing that can help the student feel calm. That they just don't pecking all over. They're just getting one little bite. Does that make sense? Yeah, they're very careful. Same with these little ones, so careful. So careful. They never miss their target. Okay. So the food will be here. After you have fed them, you may go inside. So there's a lock. These are all things you can appreciate as an OT. The students learning how to do this, right? And we try to teach the students to do everything that's possible for them to learn. When you go inside, you go in and you close the door. When you want to open the door, you pull the string and it opens. Do you see? You're not locked in. Pull. Okay? If the chicken gets out, it's okay. Raj. If she gets out, come. Right? Then I just pick her up and put her back in. Okay? Oh, they're talking. Okay. When I want to pick up a chicken, I put my hands wide over their wings. So watch. Do you see? And then I bring her in close. So she wants to be close. Close. Another way to hold them is to let them like a falcon. Okay. It's a little easier with long sleeves. okay? And they can fly. With the bigger chicken, so I pull the string, boing, and I come out. And then I lock it, if I remember. Hello! Okay, so with the big ones, they're just a little bigger. I put my hands over the wings, right? And I just bring her in close. If you don't put your hands over the wings will flap, right? But it's just flapping, and they'll go down. When you put them down, you bend your knees, right? So same, I pick her up, and I bring her close. And then when I put her down, I bend. Okay? They're very gentle. They're so loving. So loving. Okay. And if they get out, it's okay. They don't go far. We just put them back in. Once they get out, what they want to do is take a bath in the dirt. That's how they get clean. Then it's a little harder to hold them because there's a lot of dirt. So for today, we'll hold them inside their pen. Towards the end, we can show you the dirt. It's really beautiful. The one thing is, we don't let the small ones and the big ones out together because they're too small to play with the big ones. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So just use caution, and if it happens, just pick the little one up. Okay. Okay, let's go look at the rabbit. And at the very end, we'll feed the horses, but not right now because we're gonna take them out. We're gonna groom them here and here, and I'll show you that. We're gonna go around the side. It's a mask for the flies. We will take it off. It's for the flies. I'm gonna just grab the food. Okay. He's that guy right there, the little guinea pig. Okay. We have the little chairs. So you take a chair and you take some food. You can go. You can go. Okay. So I'm putting the food right here. Okay, the food is here, and then I'll put the other food there. So when you go in, you come in and then you can close the gate. And what's important is that you sit. Do you see how she's sitting? So if you're walking around, the rabbits get very worried because your feet are about the size of the rabbit. And they don't fly. Okay, so you have to go in and sit. They won't come close to you if you're walking around. This is such a great exercise for children, for students who move a lot, because they feel that connection if they can be still. So we'll let them go out and walk in the alleyway and then come back and be still. Come out, walk, then come and be still, right? So the more still you are, can you see they'll all come around you and share the food. They love lettuce. With the lettuce, you just take one piece at a time. Okay? Yeah. Really? So to get into this pen, he likes to move the furniture. To get into this pen over here, watch. You go like this. You have to be careful and go through. Oh, hi, Bernie. And close. This is a little bit tricky. It's a little hard to close. So help each other, okay, to close it. The rabbits are in different pens because that's who they're friends with. So if they go in a different house, they might have conflict. It's okay, we can help get them back in their home, but the fur will fly.
It's not pretty.
It's not. So this gate is a little bit hard. I'm sorry, but our staff knows how to do it, but I know you can figure it out. There's a little bit of a spring. We can also use, I could get a clip for it. Maybe I'll find a clip for it, but I could get a carabiner or something. Yeah. Okay, I'll get one. And you bring a chair. Again, bring a chair. There's all the chairs are here. Once you bring a chair in, feel free to leave it in for the next group, and then we'll clean them up at the end. We don't leave the chairs out because the birds come at night and poop on them. So we always take the chairs out with us. But for today, because we'll all be around, we can leave the chairs once you use them. This pen over here, so in this one, you have to be careful. Be careful. Do you see you have to step up and over? Do you see you have to step over? Okay, so you don't trip, and then close it. And see, she's sitting. Sorry if I'm in the way. So they will come close. The rabbits, sometimes they take a little longer to come close. They're more worried. Guinea pigs are a little bit more brave. They'll come close and run away fast. The rabbits take a little time. Hello. Good morning. And there's lots of room in here, so many of you with your chairs. Okay, any questions about the rabbits? The rabbit pen, because it's so shady and so cool over here, it's not hot. This is where we do a lot of our emotions work at the ranch. We play games once students are more established, and if they're able to communicate in language, we play games where we even talk about our own day. What are things that have made us feel all these different emotions? Especially in our adolescent program called Ranch Corps, we start off in the rabbit pen sharing about our day and our feelings. We start off doing it, sharing about how we think the rabbits are feeling, all the different ways. But we do a lot of sharing and emotions work in here. Okay, any questions?
Is there any fun fact about rabbits? Or
Yes, I think it's a fun fact. Rabbits actually, if you lift them off the ground, they get vertigo. They think they're spinning.
Like intense nausea.
Yeah, so they don't like to be picked up. It makes them very uncomfortable. The vet described it to us. So we have towels for swaddling them, but the best way to get to know them is allow them to be standing on the ground and you sitting. Allow the rabbit is sitting, on their own, coming close on their own, not grabbing them. Chickens are different. Chickens like to be cuddled. Rabbits,
Not so much.
yeah, they need to come to you. If you're sitting on the ground, you can put a towel down and sit on the ground. Sometimes they'll hop on you. Any other questions? If you want to try to pet a rabbit or a guinea pig, you pet them between their eyes, down their nose like this. But always have food in your hand, because your finger looks a lot like a carrot. And it smells like a carrot if you've been holding a carrot, right? And some of them are old. So it'll look like this. So if I want to touch her, right? I give her the carrot, and then she can see my finger. Oh my God! You have to hold it. What you want to think about though is have your attention on the horse, right? So, because you want to make sure that where you're standing is making the horse comfortable, that they're fine. That's a sneeze. It's also how she releases energy. So she'll go, so she's relaxing to the idea of you all brushing her. So the safety zone, if you want to come in the shade here, our safety zone is shaded. It's all in the front. So she can see you. Her name is Karis, and it's spelled, her tag is here, C-H-A-R-I-S. It's a name. Really?
Yes, Carrie.
Yeah, we're exactly the same name.
So it's the Greek goddess of grace and beauty,
Wow.
which clearly she is. And really, for you to see, so when a horse is calm, happy and calm, its head is low, it will eventually lick and chew. Like it's eating. That's when we know they really feel calm and happy. When they are worried, their head goes up high, their eyes get wide, often they freeze. Then they may start moving and pacing. There's the lick, do you see? So she's getting more comfortable with you all being close. When they're sad, they usually have their head in their corner, very low. Usually they're sad when they're sick. Horses don't tend to go to sad, they go much more to worried. So if they're missing their friend who died, right, when one of our horses dies, you see it by worry. They pace, they're looking, they're pacing. They don't really have that depressed thing. It's much more when they're sick, that kind of not eating, and when they're angry or scared, it looks the same way, where their ears kind of go back, but they don't move around. They just pin back, and they'll make kind of a face like that. Their nose gets real flat, and if they were able to, they would run away. If they're tied up, they're not going to be able to run. So you'll see them moving their legs, trying to go. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, so we're gonna go ahead and groom her. And everything we do has a schedule. Are you okay in the sun? Or do you, okay, fine. Everything we do has a schedule. We start always with this mane and tail brush. For you all, I'm gonna have you focus on the mane. The mane is this part here. The part of the horse that is like humans getting a shoulder rub. You know how good that feels? For the horse, it's here. So when a horse is worried and its mom is trying to calm it, the mother takes her teeth and nibbles right here to calm the horse. That's why we start brushing, and you can brush hard. So horses, watch, they don't have feeling like we do. Look, I'm pulling. They don't have they feel the pressure as positive. They don't feel it like the way we have nerve endings. Ouch, ouch. It's not like that. It's a different set of nerve endings. It actually feels good the harder you pull, right? So we'll start with that one. Then we'll move to this one called the curry comb. So we're starting with this, and then we move to this one. Now this one gets a lot more input. It can almost be ticklish, right? So we have to watch the horse. We can go anywhere on their body. We'll start and we do a circle motion, right? But we want to watch, because sometimes if they're feeling ticklish, they might move around a little. And we've got to watch their feet so we don't get stepped on, okay? And we can do their whole body. Okay. And then comes the body brush. And the body brush actually makes them look clean. This other brush lifts the dirt, but this one makes them look clean. And if you want to go a little bit over there, the motion is like a flicking motion, right? Do you see all the dirt coming off? So there's a flick. And as OTs, I'm sure you can appreciate that. Okay. You can also do a long stroke, but this really gets the dirt off. You can move her mane to get her neck also with all the brushes. And then there's the hoof pick, but we're not going to do that today because it's hard for older horses, these are all older, to do it over and over. You know, it's like asking your grandma to go like this a lot. It's hard. So, yeah. Okay. Any questions? So let's start off. I'll get another horse out also, so we'll have 2 horses. You can start off with the mane. And let's see, how many do I have? I think I have 3. Yeah. And then trade to your other friends. So will you hand them out? Yep. Okay, great. And you're gonna stand always on the side. So when you want to feed a horse, you take a carrot, and the horse must point to her bucket. Do you see how she's pointing with her muzzle? Pointing. That's how she says, "Carrot, please." And then I say, "Okay, now you have to wait." She has to eat it. And will you do one?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so watch. Wait till she points. Do you see she pointed?
Yeah.
Now you can drop it in. Okay? So we always wait till the horse points. If they're chewing, don't just give them another. You have to wait for them to ask. So come and see how different it is with her sister. So that's Atika. With Shaki, she points so much more slowly. Watch how she points. She points slowly. Slow. Do you see? It's just gentle, so sweet.
Yeah.
Just gentle. She points. If the horse isn't pointing, you can point gently to show her. And then she'll point and you can put one in because she pointed. We don't feed a horse from your hand to the mouth because that makes it dangerous for our little students because their fingers look like carrots and they might hold to stand. And then the horse is trying to get their finger. So our horses, if they want a carrot, they look in their bucket. And you're training them. Okay? So take turns and everyone